N54 stuff, boys. N54 stuff. Just when you think you've addressed all the weak points on this car and made it near bulletproof, the car takes a crap on me yet again. No, not the motor. Surprisingly, not the motor. This N54 has been very solid. In fact, I think it's a unicorn N54 from BMW because 30 pounds of boost for over a year, 700 horsepower, and it's still running pretty strong at 145,000 miles. So that's not the issue. It's not the manifold. We've replaced it with the cast one from Doc Race. No cracks. What ended up taking a massive shit this time around is the turbo. Imagine that. The turbo before the engine. And the worst thing is that we don't even know what happened to it. We're pulling it up into the bay back there. Made a loud noise. That's it. Turbo's no good. I actually recorded when it happened. It was a very bizarre sound coming from the engine. Like something was rattling and something was loose. I honestly thought I blew the engine at first. I would turn it on right now so you guys can hear what it sounds like in case it ever happens to you. I'm kind of afraid to do that because I don't want to screw anything up. So I think we're going to push it up to the back there, remove the turbo, and see if we can figure out what happened to it. Man's about to turn the rear of the car by jacking it up. All because we don't want to pull these cars out of the way. Sketch! 30,000 turn. Oh boy. I said we postponed the video. This is super strange. There are definitely cat prints, cat footprints on the engine bay of my car. 1, 2. He made it all the way up to the beauty cover. This way, that way. I don't know where he went next. Ah, there you go. There's another footprint right there and a footprint there. And a few footprints right here. Luckily I have PPF, the whole front of the car has PPF, but what the hell? So I wasn't in the car when it happened, but Ali was coming up this way. I just went to the gas station to test drive the car. And around this area right here is where it made a loud noise. And then from there on, that's when the car was giving me issues and there was that big rattling sound. I know most of you guys might think that the turbo probably picked up some dirt or some rocks or something. That's how I got screwed up. Kind of impossible because the silicone elbow was attached with the intake piping, with the intake filter, and it was attached pretty flush too. There was no gaps in between the turbo and the elbow silicone, so I don't think that was the issue. Here's the N54 life in a nutshell, guys. 1 N54, 2 N54s, 3 N54s, 4 N54s, the white one right here. Carlos's one getting swapped. Mine and Ali's all the way in the back. Yeah, 7 N54s at the shop today. We would love to put the car in a lift, but we have one issue. We don't have a lift.
It's on the way.
Oh yeah, it's on its way. Hey, let's do it for the audience, man.
What?
Let's turn the car on for a second. It's definitely very risky turning on the car because I could probably fry the engine. I don't know what the hell's going on with the turbo, but there's something very loose. Turbine wheel, it's just like, it has a lot of play. Probably very stupid to do, but we're gonna turn the car on just so you guys can hear what it sounds like in case it ever happens to you. At least something similar, you guys know what's the issue. We got some Scott 1000 sheets here, just in case something decides to fly out of the turbo. It can at least absorb some of the initial impact, and I'm just gonna sit all the way back here.
Keys.
You need the keys? Here you go, sir. You guys hear it? That sounded pretty sexy.
Sounds like your rod bearings are falling apart.
Yeah, well, we originally thought it was the N54, but this guy even decided to do a compression test. And it looked like it passed, so we're good. Portable! You smell that?
It smells like ass.
Of course.
What is this, like 20th time taking this shit apart?
That's supposed to be a secret. I think the car at most made around 735 horsepower to the wheel on a stock motor. That turbo is supposed to be capable of 800 horsepower, at least the ball bearing one. It's been over a year, so I don't even think it's covered under warranty. I'll give it a shot anyways, but I I'm probably gonna have to be out $1,900. It is what it is, right? You gotta pay to play. Which is a perfect segue for today's sponsor. Constantly working on all these BMWs can sometimes get very frustrating and downright expensive. I mean, it is part of the game. You really can't do much about it. Paying high prices on auto or home insurance? Well, you can do something about that. You could be saving hundreds by using Policy Genius, today's video sponsor. Over the years, I've learned to periodically shop around for auto and home insurance because if you don't, you won't get the best deal. Policy Genius makes it easy to do just that. They're a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. It's super easy to check. Click the link in the description or visit policygenius.com/vehiclevirals and let them do all the hard work for you. They quickly get quotes from all the top companies so you can get the lowest price. So what's the catch? Nothing really. There are no hidden fees, they don't sell your information to third-party companies, and on average, they've been able to save customers $350 a year on home insurance. Remember guys, they work for you, not the insurance company, so you can trust their advice and expertise. There's a reason they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Once they find a plan that works for you, they switch you over for free. Head over to policygenius.com/vehiclevirals to get your free quotes for auto and home insurance and see how much money you can save. Anyways, getting back to the whole rattling noise that you guys heard coming from the turbo. It's not good. And it's crazy because originally when I went with the turbo kit from Doc Race, I decided to go with the ball bearing turbo, which is the 6266 generation 2. It's supposed to be a little bit more reliable than the journal bearing, quote unquote, more reliable. It costs about $900 more. So it's supposed to make more power, supposed to spool just slightly faster and have, I guess, better dependability long term. I mean, I can't jump to conclusions because we don't know exactly what happened to it. I think we'll have a better idea once we remove the turbo and get to see it up close. By the way, for any of you guys that buy merchandise, I would say in the next 24 hours, you have a chance to get this MHD wireless adapter. I'm gonna just throw this in one random order. I do have this new E90 shirt, and then we have a black one as well, which I'll overlay here on screen. And if you guys are not E90 fans, I have E46 M3, E30, F30, and some other merch that I think we have left over. But yeah, if you guys put in an order for merch today, for the next 24 hours, I'm gonna just choose a random order and include this MHD wireless adapter for E-Series BMWs. Turbo Smart.
That's hot as
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to turn on the car and then immediately try to remove the turbo.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, has a very tight squeeze because it's a DR700 kit. Well, bottom out in general, but if you don't have smallish hands, you're gonna self-shave them, that's for sure. Get a lot of questions about this manifold. Here you guys go. This is the cast manifold from Doc Race in one piece. Ooh, you guys like that dump tube for the wastegate? I don't think I've ever showed it to you guys. Titanium, baby. Doc Race. Tight squeeze. Now we just need a lift. We need a second lift, so if somebody wants to sponsor me with a lift, yo, hit me up. We need to. And it'll get lots of video time in the background. We'll be always using it. We have plenty of cars to work on here.
Can you see my face?
Seeing your hand. Oh, I can see your face. Hello.
Shut up. Is it on?
A little bit to the left. Just say it once. Just say it. You're in the perfect position.
Yes.
Hey, what do you think if I just get rid of this turbo and go for a 6466? Imagine trying to install that bad boy in this little bit of room.
So you can spool like in Narnia?
Yeah, I'll spool at 6,000 RPM versus what, 3,500 with this one. This one normally I spool around 3,000, 3,500. If I put the what's that setting on the GFB? Not sensitivity. What's the other setting? Gain. The gain. Yeah, once you put the gain pretty high up there, you can decrease the spool time. Oh, that's heavy. I gotta let go of the camera. Hold on. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. That's one advantage of having a top mount kit. Turbo would have been off already because it literally sits right there. Bottom mount, while it's good for like sleeper status and maybe, you know, keeping the heat out of this section right here, possibly faster spool time. When it comes to reliability and having to swap it out or diagnose it for difficulties, top mount is the way to go. Bottom mount, if you don't want to show it off, like I said, faster spool time, keeps the heat out of the engine bay. Yeah, pros and cons to both. I find it hard to believe that you're going to actually squeeze it out of the top.
Why not?
It's just too big and that hole is too small. That's definitely coming down the bottom.
No, it ain't.
That's one way of doing it. Lifting the engine just a bit.
I'm not lifting it by the oil pan, by the way, so don't judge me. Why does this thing gotta be so fat?
Ta-da!
Alright, so I can tell you one thing. I didn't turn this. Because if you turn this nut, your warranty is voided right away.
Yeah, well, when you first get the turbo, there's a little sticker on it that says do not adjust, voids warranty right away. So we didn't touch that. Yeah, first of all, it's not supposed to be that noisy. It's not supposed to have that much play. It has a lot of back and forth motion play. And you guys can see, it doesn't spin freely.
I don't think it's supposed to make those noises.
No. Can we set it up how it was sitting on the engine?
Kind of like that?
Something like that. There's a lot of metal on metal friction. I don't know if you guys can see it, like right underneath the blades. It's definitely not supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to have all that rattling. Listen to it.
It did a T51R mod itself.
You hear how loose that is? It's like wastegate rattle for the single turbo. Is there caca on there, sand and rocks? Because that was another possibility, is that some kind of dirt or sand or rocks got into the oil feed line, and that's why it took a crap. But it doesn't seem like anything really made it through there. Tasty?
Tastes like 540.
It might be time to do T51R mod now. Back in the day, Precision Turbo used to void warranty for that, but I think they do it themselves now.
This was the noise that it was making.
Yeah, you're talking about this friction right here, right?
Yeah.
You guys see it? It's complete, like, shaved right here from the blade. The question is, how does that even happen? You see that play? It's not supposed to have all that play, is it?
No, that's OEM factory.
Well, anyways, that little play that you see here is what made it possible for the blades to rub up against the housing right here.
This verifies one thing.
Too much boost.
No. I didn't drop in the turbo.
Did I blame you for that? I didn't say anything.
I don't know. I was
just had
doubting
a question.
myself.
I had a question. I was trying to figure out if we had the elbow not installed correctly, and then one of those, dirty rocks got in there.
So something else happened, because I thought, one, something went in here in the turbo. Two, this nut, when I was tightening the line, it maybe got like moved and something happened. But
is there a mark on there that shows that it wasn't moved?
yeah, right here. So if this seal breaks or whatever that is, it's like a dot of paint or something.
Yeah, so that's the little mark that comes in when you first get it.
Yeah,
That's how they know if you've messed with it in the past or not. And it looks like it's still intact. No, it looks like something internal just went.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't make turbos. Yeah. I just work here.
Yeah, so we don't really have a lot of experience with turbos. Not entirely sure what happened there, whether it was tuning related or something mechanical, or say it was time for the turbo to just die. Not sure. I'll see if I can get an RMA going. If not, I have to buy another one. Very strange, because it's not like I put the turbo to its limits. It's rated at 800 horsepower. I'll definitely keep you guys updated whenever we get an answer, if we ever get an answer to why it might have happened. And hopefully we can all kind of learn from this experience. I'm gonna go ahead and package this turbo up, send it out, see if we can get some answers. Hopefully get this car up and running as soon as possible. I'm just tired of it being worked on and not being driven enough. So that is how you go from an N54 to an N52, fellas. NA power.
We're gonna make headers for it and call it a day.
Yeah. E90 is gonna be sitting here collecting dust till further notice. I'll keep you guys updated once I hear back from Precision themselves. In the meantime, we'll work on other cars. I might still do some stuff on this car, but that doesn't require it to run. Listen guys, it is what it is. Part of the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.